There's no other city quite like Las Vegas. It's not only become America's playground, it's where big kids from all over the world come to roll the dice. For the past 50 years, that's been the case for the best with bows and arrows. The Vegas Shoot celebrating its golden anniversary. More than 3,000 archers venturing to Vegas for the celebration. They came for the competition, the camaraderie, and the cash. There was lots of it on the line at the fourth and final stage of this winter's World Cup Tour, also serving as the Indoor World Cup Final. It all began back in November in Morocco. Stage 1, Marrakesh. Sarah Holst-Sonneschen on the left, facing Sandrine van Dienont in the women's compound gold medal match. Sarah, coming off 3 impressive wins, trails by 3 and keeps the heat on van Dienont, who gives up a point. Sarah cannot take advantage. Then 9 provides a chance for Sandrine to regain a 3-point edge. Sonneschen, a strong finish. But the same goes for Sandrine van Dienont, who takes a gold medal home to France, winning by the final score of 144 to 141. Then the men took center stage. Peter Elzinga taking aim at target 1, Stefan Hansen the man to beat on target 2. The Dutchman drops a point on his first shot at the final end, and the daring Dane takes full advantage. Hansen moves ahead by 5. Peter puts his next shot in the middle of the target, while Stefan shoots a 9. So the lead's back down to 4. Elzinga does all he can to keep hope alive, but it would take a major miracle for Peter to play catch-up. Instead, Stefan Hansen's prayers are answered. The reigning outdoor world champion takes the gold medal and grabs the top spot on the indoor leaderboard. In Marrakesh, I shot good because I changed the bow, my old PSE, for a new one. But the biggest part was that I changed from a trigger to a back tension. I changed that just before the championships in Denmark, and that helps me so much when I get nervous. More action from Morocco, the women's recurve finals featuring 2 excellent archers from Italy and France. Bérengère Schuh down a set releases a beautiful shot, a shot that Gwendolina Sartori answers. Then she stays focused, the young Italian not watching her opponent. Schuh wishes she hadn't seen this either. A stray arrow winds up in the red zone, and that means danger, especially when Sartori scores another direct hit. She's in the driver's seat. Bérengère bounces back with a great effort on her third shot, but that turns out to be her final arrow. Sartori sends home the winner. She takes the set and the match. For me, every match is difficult and I'm tense, and shooting against Bérengère Schuh was very tense because she competes at a very high level, so I'm happy with my victory. Italy in the men's gold medal match as well. Matteo Fissori hoping to make it a clean sweep for his country. But he'd have to get past GBR's Patrick Houston, who moves ahead on the first shot of the make-it-or-break-it set. Fissori fights back after that opening 8. But Houston's working in a hurry, and he's got a good groove going. Matteo can't make the big move, and Patrick preys on his vulnerable opponent. He went the full 5, but 3 straight 10s secure a gold medal for Patrick Houston, who made the most of his visit to Marrakesh.
But winning the first Indoor World Cup stage this year, it's a really big thing for me. I've won 3 World Championships as a junior, so it's really nice to get my first big win on the senior stage, which I was really pleased with. It's a nice way to open the season, I think, particularly given its Olympic year.
From Morocco to Thailand, Korea's Chae So-won squaring off against Slovenia's Toya Chernay in Bangkok. Ms. Chae opens the door in a close match, and Toya takes advantage, building a 2-point lead. The Korean counters with a better effort and is only down a point after Chernay scores a 9. Needing another 10 to make things more interesting, Chae So-won's slightly off center on her final attempt. Toya's got some breathing room, but just to make sure she leaves no doubt, she's right down the middle with her winning arrow. Slovenia's Toya Chernay bringing gold back home from Bangkok. On the men's side, an all-American compound final. Rio Wild facing fellow countryman Matt Sullivan for all the marbles. Matt makes his move, opens with a 10. Rio picks up the gauntlet. This end's tied with 2 shots to go. Sullivan sinks that second shot in the 9 ring, giving the Badger a chance to steal some more honey, which is what honey badgers do. Rio's up 4, but Sullivan isn't going down without a fight. It's going to take a trio of 10s to win this end. Rio runs the table, and that brings this end to an end. Not to mention a gold medal match that goes to the wild man.
Yeah, there was a little more pressure with the new equipment because you wanted to succeed and do well, but the bow shot good. I mean, it helped me, and when I got nervous, it seemed to help me out a lot, and that's just something that has been really good. The bow is shot well, and so it's kind of handy to have that help when you need it.
Mexico, Korea meeting up in the women's recurve finals. Shim Ye-ji facing the battle-tested Aida Roman. This battle tied at 4-all after 4 sets. Miss Shim settles for a 9, so the steely-eyed Roman zeroes in and rips off the 10 she needs to take a slim lead. The Korean keeps pace and keeps the pressure on Aida, who dials up another dime. The Korean Shim Ye-ji sinks another one in the center. Still has a chance, and for a moment it looks like we're heading for overtime. Upon further review, though, the judges will decide there's no need for a tiebreaker. Roman's last shot was a 10 after all. So Aida's buying dinner for everyone after staking her claim on yet another gold medal.
El resultado en Bangkok fue muy sorpresivo.
The results in Bangkok were surprising because I hadn't practiced at 18 meters, so doing it against 7 Korean archers and doing it so well is a surprise. I put in a lot of effort, and it paid off. Another classic matchup, O versus Ellison for the men's gold medal. Brady with a big lead, but the Olympic champion doesn't let up. Oh Jin-yuk's come from behind before, and when Brady bags a 9, Mr. O's thinking, let's win the set and see where things go. Oh no! A 9 gives Ellison a chance to gain ground, which is what he does. Ellison trails by 1 in the set, so his longtime rival needs a 10 to keep hope alive, which he does. But only for a moment. Brady matches the shot by Oh Jin-yuk. They split the set, and Ellison takes the match by the final score of 6-4. Surprisingly, the incomparable Oh Jin-yuk, who has won so often, is still looking for his first indoor gold medal. Brady Ellison breaking through in Bangkok.
Bangkok was good. I trained a lot for that one. I shot a great ranking round. I tied the world record again, which I was a little upset about, but it was still a good round. And then I didn't shoot as good as I wanted to in the ORs, but I did make it into the medal match, and I knew the O would be tough, but I was shooting so good that weekend that I wasn't really too worried. I mean, I was in a gold medal match, I did what I needed to do, and then it was just going to be who won the match, and then luckily I was able to get out on top.
January brought a new year and a new stage for Mexico's Linda Ochoa Anderson, who found herself in France fighting for a gold medal and fighting against Italy's 7th seed Irina Francini. She'd fought hard to get this far and was up by 1 after the first shot of the final end. Anderson drills another shot down the middle to stay in the hunt, and with the pressure on, Francini falters. She's down 1 with 1 arrow to go. After Ochoa Anderson runs the table, the Italian has no choice. She must deliver, but you can see her left arm shaking. Linda had the stronger mental game, and she gets a gold medal. I did make changes to my bow. I took a lot of weight off, especially because of my elbow injury. And I also took a break. I started to practice around Christmas, and I think that helped me. I really wanted to shoot, and I was really happy to shoot. All of this helped me a lot. 2 of the biggest names in Nîmes would face each other in France in the men's compound gold medal match. Anxious eyes focused on center stage, where Mike Schlosser had taken the title in 2015 and was hoping to repeat. He was up against Braden Galantine, who was out for redemption after failing to make the cut in France the year before. BG is on a roll. Meanwhile, Mike's just as sharp. He'd fallen behind early on and was at the mercy of his opponent. Braden shows no mercy. He's going for the jugular. It's a 2-point cushion with what could be the last shot coming up. Schlosser sends it home, but it's too late. As a Christmas gift, Galantine had given his mother a trip to France, and now he wanted to give her a little something more. It's Christmas in January for the Galantines as Braden wraps up a special present for his dear old mom, a gold medal from Stage 3 in Nîmes.
Nîmes went very well. I have the new Matthews Halon X. The bow fits me very, very well. It's a riser very similar to what I have with the Conquest 4, but it's a lot faster and it aims a little bit better, so it's really exciting and it makes archery fun again. So I kind of feel like I have the aiming ability that I had when I was 20 with the confidence and determination that I have now at 30, and it's really cool. It feels like a time machine.
To women's recurve, where Italy's Gwendolina Sartori once again found herself in the gold medal match, this time facing Korea's Park Se-hui, who'd shot a world record score during qualification. Sartori, resplendent in Marrakesh, opened this match with a 9, but hadn't missed since then and was leading 5-1 to start the 5th set. The Korean archer had been able to play catch-up in the previous match, but 9 wouldn't get it done on this day. Not with Sartori shooting 110 after another. Park Se-hui finished strong, but Sartori had the upper hand and she used it. An almost flawless performance for Italy's Gwendolina Sartori, who wins 7-1 to pick up her second gold medal on this year's Indoor World Cup circuit. An emotional moment for the 27-year-old Sartori, whose hard training was paying off, allowing her to emerge as a major factor in the World Cup rankings. For me, this victory was very important, not only because it was my second victory on the Indoor World Cup Tour, but because my boyfriend was there and he saw me winning. So now Italy had a chance to stake a claim on all the recurve gold medals in Nîmes. Luca Malotto would face Alexander Kozhin from the Russian Federation in the finals in France. And after 5 sets, nothing had been decided. It was tied at 5 after 5, so we'd need a shoot-off to settle the score. Luca went first and went left, leaving him less than thrilled. But as it turned out, Alexander Kozhin could not connect with a solid shot either. So it was left to a man with a magnifying glass and a caliper to decide that Luca's line cutter with a thinner arrow was closer to the center. The decision and the gold medal go to Luca Malotto, whose margin of victory was thinner than a slice of prosciutto.
We're very excited. We started this back when it was the World Archery Indoor Challenge, which was back in the Riviera Hotel. And we just had one other World Cup leading up to it, just to stage 1 and 2 basically. And that was Nîmes, and now we've added Bangkok, we've got Marrakesh, Nîmes, and of course the championship here in Vegas. We're very excited. It's been some incredible growth. The countries represented, you can see with the flags in here, we've got, I think, 48 different countries represented, and we're at 3,100 archers for the entire event. So we're very, very excited. And it's, the World Cup Indoor and the Vegas Shoot have just become, the proving grounds, or the Super Bowl of archery, as we call it now.
Sarah Holst-Soneshen had something to prove in Vegas. After losing a gold medal to Sandrine Vondianant at stage 1 in Marrakesh, the 20-year-old Dane was out to avenge that defeat. After the first 3 ends in Prefert Pavilion, it appeared she was well on her way to doing just that. A string of 9s in the 3rd end left the French archer 3 points behind a confident young woman from Denmark. A very deliberate Vondianant would begin trying to climb back into the match, hoping that her patience would pay off. After a long hold, it did not pay dividends as she opens with another 9. It's a chance for Sarah to gain ground, but her 9 keeps the lead at 3. Vondianant finally dials in on the 10 ring, but needs a break. Soneshen not feeling too generous. She matches that 10 to maintain her edge. Vondianant stays in rhythm, ripping off another great shot to keep the pressure on Sarah. And it may have gotten to her just a bit with a little slip on her 3rd shot of the 4th end. The lead now down to a deuce. That's still a lot of ground to make up in world-class compound gold medal matches, but stranger things have happened. Van Dionant knows that, and she knows the value of starting strong to send a message. Message sent. This match isn't over yet. Message received by Sonishin, who responds with a rocket right down the middle. Now it would be Sandrine, slipping ever so slightly. She'd be just out on her second shot of the fifth end. But once again, Sarah does not take advantage. It's a 2-point match with 1 to go. Van Dionant just able to nick the line to pick up 10 points, preserving the possibility of a shoot-off. But it was not in the cards. Sarah needed only 9 to win, and she went one better. A line biter on her final shot gave Sarah Holst-Sonishin the win and the gold medal and some payback for that earlier loss to Sandrine in Morocco. It's the biggest win of a career that began 7 years ago at the Youth Championships in Ogden, Utah. Sarah Holst-Sonishin setting off a sonic boom in South Point with her 2-point gold medal victory. The 20-year-old Dane, now with 3 World Cup medals on a resume, she's just starting to build. There is a bright, bright, bright future ahead for this young lady after a big night in Las Vegas, Nevada. Two more heavyweights in the men's compound gold medal match. Jesse Broadwater earned his spot, knocking off Braden Galantine to get there. Rio Wild ran the gauntlet too, getting past Peter Elzinga and Sergio Pagni to shoot for gold. After the first 9 arrows, Broadwater had built a slim 1-point lead, so it's still anybody's match as Rio starts off the 4th end with an encouraging shot. Jesse knows there's no margin for error, and he keeps Rio at bay. The Honey Badger's only hope is to keep shooting 10s and hope he gets some help. Broadwater's not buying into that. Indoors, his accuracy is uncanny. Same goes for the Wild Man, who isn't giving up without a fight. Broadwater's really going to have to earn this, and this 10-9 liner keeps him in the driver's seat. There's just 1 point separating these 2 great competitors with 3 arrows left in the quiver. Rio's been here before, knows the score, but his run of 5 consecutive 10s comes to an abrupt halt on the first shot of the final end. Broadwater can smell blood, and he takes advantage, making it a 2-point lead with 2 to go. Wild is back in the high life again on his second shot, but it may be too late, especially with the way Jesse's shooting. It's all but over when Rio goes low, launching his last rocket into the 9 ring. So Broadwater doesn't have to be perfect on this final shot, but hey, why not? It's good enough to finish off Rio Wild and finish the job. Best known for all of his accomplishments as a field archer, the man who makes his home in the Quaker state of Pennsylvania wins his first World Cup medal, adding to the bronze medal he picked up at Stage 3 in Nîmes, while scoring perhaps his biggest victory since the gold medal he captured at the Field Championships in Val d'Isère 4 years ago. To recap, in this tense match between the 2 Americans, Rio actually had a 1-point lead after the first end. Broadwater tied it up after 2, then Jesse went ahead by 1 in the next end and pulled away to win, beating out Rio Wild for the gold medal at the World Cup Finals in Vegas. 148-145, your final score.
It's always good shooting against a good competitor like Rio. He's very competitive, as are a bunch of the top guys. So, I mean, you can't relax at all. I mean, you're always striving for a 150, a perfect score, because you know that those guys are going to make few mistakes. You just try to focus on your shot and try to shoot the best you can, and try to ignore all the spotlights and everything else that's going on around you, and focus on the target.
It's a pair of Americans in the spotlight about to slug it out for the women's recurve gold medal. 20-year-old Mackenzie Brown, ranked 11th, would be facing Katuna Lorig, the wily veteran who came into this match ranked 16th. Would youth be served, or would experience win out? Going into the fourth set, Katuna was making a strong case for experience. Lorig led 3-1 to start a third set that began with Brown's disputed 10. Mackenzie not in bad shape thanks to Katuna's 9 on her first shot of the set. Brown bouncing back, jumps back into the 10 ring. But Lorig was not about to let Mackenzie get her hopes up. She matches that score. Mackenzie just can't do it again. However, Katuna does. So they split the points, and Lorig now leads 4-2. Brown cannot let down. She'd worked hard to reach this match, fighting off the likes of Sophie Planix and Mexico's Aida Roman. She simply could not afford to lose the next set. So Mackenzie makes a move with a center shot to open the fourth set. But once again, the relentless Lorig matches her young counterpart, who starts to unravel just a little bit. When nothing less than a 10 would do, Brown lets down, posting a 9, and that provides all the opportunity Katuna could ask for. She pounces, pounding home another center shot, and that seemed to take something out of her young opponent, who could only muster up another 9 on her final attempt. It was almost too easy for the 5-time Olympian. Katuna Lorig coming through, running the table with 3 straight 10s to sew up the match as well as the set. Lorig wins 6-2, adding just one more major accomplishment to a career that's seen her represent 3 countries in 5 different Olympic Games, a career that's seen her teach Jennifer Lawrence all she knows about archery. In Las Vegas, she taught another young protege another lesson, coming up with a commanding performance to claim the gold medal. Recapping, this match was tied at 1 after the first set. Lorig would lead 3-1 after the second, 4-2 after the third, and would close out the match, winning 6-2 in 4 sets. Lorig admits she's not crazy about shooting 18 meters. Just the same, though, she'll keep that medal, the first individual gold she's ever won in World Cup play. A good indoor season was about to get even better for Brady Ellison. After winning gold in Bangkok and bronze in Nîmes, Ellison was ranked number 1 coming to Vegas, where he would face the Russian Federation's Alexander Kozhin, coached by Albina Loginova. Kozhin had proven himself, nailing down a silver medal in a shoot-off in Nîmes, and he showed mental toughness in this match, coming from 2 down to tie the score 3-all after 3 sets. So it was time for Brady to buckle down. He does just that. Question is, can Kozhin keep pace? Not even close. That 8 would spell his fate, especially going up against someone who knows how and when to capitalize. Ellison cashes in again, and the Russian, well, he rebounds from his mistake. But Brady's got lots of room to work with now, and a 9's enough to clinch the set. Kozhin would score a direct hit with his last shot of the set, but it's too little, too late. Ellison's got the lead once again and just needs a split in the next set to send everybody home. Alexander Kozhin of the Russian Federation starting out strong. But Brady's got a good bead on his target 18 meters away. Cool, calm, collected, America's best recurve archer connects again. The Russians on a roll too. Back-to-back 10s to start the 5th set. But it's looking more and more as though this will be the final set. Brady's on his game and he's not taking his foot off the gas pedal. Thanks to Kozhin's 8, Ellison won't have to kick it into overdrive. He can cruise on home with a safe, solid shot that secures the victory and adds to his legacy. After all the medals he's won, and after all the miles he's traveled, Brady had not tasted victory in Vegas in 4 long years. That all changed on this Saturday night at the South Point Casino, where Brady Ellison hit the jackpot once again, winning the first set, splitting the second, dropping the third, before winning the next 2 sets to claim the gold medal by a score of 7-3. The final tally, 3 medals for Brady on this year's Indoor World Cup Tour, 1 bronze and 2 golds. Brady Ellison building momentum for the outdoor season and the Olympic Games coming up in August in Rio.
It's awesome. It was the first time that I was back in the gold medal match at the Indoor World Cup final. and I wanted to win it. I've been shooting good all year. Really felt like I should have won Nîmes too, but you know, I'm shooting good. I shot well this weekend, and now I'm just getting ready for Indoor Worlds. I'm looking to win that one. It's one of my 3 I need to win, so yeah, just looking forward to that one now, and I'm happy I won this weekend and just, you know, continue to go into Worlds.
A great finish to the Indoor World Cup Tour leading up to the Indoor World Championships in Turkey. Till then, Viva Las Vegas!